All right, Africa, good morning to everyone joining the African Portal Radio TV International, coming to you live and direct from our studio here in Pretoria, South Africa. It's another beautiful morning time here in Pretoria. It's Thursday today, and I want to sincerely appreciate everyone connecting to this broadcast this hour. It's going to be a great conversation as we are going to connect with the Student Association Nigeria Living in South Africa Student Association in South Africa. This is one of the great associations that is bringing change and also putting us on the spotlights for development. And also, they are going to have another beautiful celebration, which is the annual celebration on this Saturday. That is what is gaining momentum on our space right now. And I have with me in the house the member of this association. As a matter of fact, these are the what we can call the leaders of this association. So let me allow them to connect to this broadcast this hour. And I want to sincerely welcome everyone joining us. Thank you for your time. Good morning, everyone, and good morning to you all. Welcome to the African Portal. Kindly, let's start with Mr. Omobolale Kayode. Mr. Omobolale Kayode, it's a great pleasure having you right here, right now on the African Portal. Kindly introduce yourself.
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for the great opportunity given to us, the Nigerian scholars in South Africa. My name is Omobolanle Kayode James. I'm privileged to be the president of the association. I'm actually a scholar at the University of Pretoria, where I'm doing my PhD in architecture.
Wow. Thank you very, very much. And with that, I'm going to move to Mr. Awodele Imoleayo. Mr. Awodele, thank you for coming. I really appreciate your time. How are you this morning?
Good morning, sir. It's a pleasure to be here this morning. My name is Imoliayo Awodele Abraham, currently at DUT, Durban University of Technology, here in South Africa. And I did my PhD in the same school and currently a postdoctoral fellow in the university. Pleasure to be here this morning.
Wow, thank you very much. I believe that there will be a lot of people connecting to this broadcast, especially the member of this association, as we are looking forward to your annual celebration, which is coming up on this Saturday. And that will be one of the things we will be discussing on this program. But before we get to that, let's quickly go to the line of history. The Nigerian Student Association is the National Association of Nigerian Students in South Africa. What is it all about? What the people needs to know about this association? Let me start with Mr. Mobolanle.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So, the National Association of Nigerian Students in South Africa, NANSSA, is an association that has been in existence for over 16 years, which has produced a lot of academics as well within the four walls of South Africa and far and beyond. 16 years ago, or about 17 now years ago, some distinguished individuals saw the need for a collective voice for Nigerian scholars in South Africa to meet and be able to cater for like each other's welfare and activities. Hence, they did come together as a UNISA. And one of those distinguished personnel that came together was the now president of NANSSA, which is Mr. Smarts Nwobi, among them several other individuals. We decided to come together to ensure that the student community from Nigeria has got a voice. They've got people that liaise for them that speak on their behalf to the Nigerian government back home, as well as the consulate and the mission here in South Africa. So basically, we are a student body and houses all scholars, whether you're a diploma student doing or whether you're doing your degree, whether you're doing your honors, whether you're doing your master's or a PhD, or even postdocs. Like you can find that Mr. Imoliayo Awodele happens to be a postdoctoral scholar. And so we do also post as in doctoral scholars as well. and basically just to work together, create platforms whereby we can network and ensure that whichever student is coming from Nigeria also has a safe landing and a kind of family to meet with here in South Africa.
Wow. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And a lot of people that we connect to this program later on now, kindly share this program. If you want to connect to this conversation, you want to add your view or you have a question, kindly call us on +27 84 24 83384. Maybe you are outside South Africa and you also would need some clarity or you need some information about this association. You can call on that number right now on this program. But let's get to the business of the day. As we are already on it, let's quickly go to Mr. Imoliayo in Durban. Mr. Imoliayo, thank you very much. 16 years of this association, and let's talk about the progress. Let's talk about the achievements. What can you tell the listeners about this association in 16 years? What have you, or what this association have achieved?
Thank you very much for that question. 16 years has been a lot of progress. When I came to this country 2021, the same body formed the landing space for me. You know, it is a joyful moment to know that you have an association that caters for your needs. You are not alone in the country. You know, you are joining or you are coming to a new country or the first place you have ever been to outside your wall of your country. You have people of like mind where you can rub minds together. People will guide you. Oh, you are here for academics. This is how to move. This is how to go about it. So it's been a lot of progress. And for me, as a person, my advice would be that all those who are listening to us, if you have chosen here to study, you must be familiarized with the operation of NANSSA, because the National Association of Nigerian Students in South Africa, we are here together to help each other. You know, in unity, we make progress. We rub minds together, we interact together, and we share opportunity, and it's a home outside home.
Wow, it's home outside home. And for those of you that you are connecting and watching this, I just want you to know that you have the privilege to call on this program right here, right now, to speak to Mr. Omo Bolanle and also to Mr. Imoliayo all the way from Durban. If you have any question or there's something that is not clear to you or you want to maybe add to this conversation, you are allowed to do that. So let's do it together. Saturday is going to be a great time. Let's talk about that. Are you looking forward to it? I'm so excited about it. Why? Because this is one of the things we need in our community and our society. So tell us about Saturday. What's going to happen?
Oh, Saturday, it's a day I believe a majority of the students have been looking forward to. Actually, we've been looking forward to it since last year because it's supposed to be an annual event. However, due to some logistics, we couldn't hold it last year. And also this year, it's supposed to be, how will I put it, a physical conference, because it's always a physical conference where we bring scholars from various provinces down to Gauteng, and we host them for 2 days at least. However, also due to some of the things happening now and some logistics reasons, we couldn't have it virtually, but we are happy that we are not rescheduling or canceling, and hence we are going to hold it virtually. All the students are looking forward to it because this year seems to be very different. The theme for this year is Nigerian South Africa, and like recent conferences that we've held that is just tailored towards our nation, Nigeria. This year we are looking at also including our host nation as well in the conference, whereby we sit together, talk about what safety is, what security is, what being legal is, talk about brain drain, brain gain, how it relates to international scholars within the four walls of South Africa. We've got innovation spotlights where some of our students would be showcasing some of their innovative ideas, in which oftentimes we find just usually sit in university libraries. but nobody has access to it except if you're a scholar and you need to write a research on something similar. So we've got a lot of speakers on ground. We've got the CG, our Excellency Ambassador Nimikwawa. We've got some wonderful, distinguished South African scholars, industry expertise that are going to also be there. So we are really looking forward to it this year because it is Nigeria, South Africa building knowledge, shaping tomorrow. That is the thing.
Wow. Thank you very much for that. Well, before we go into that Saturday, because I remember that a few years ago, I think 6, 7 years ago, I'm part of this annual conference. And also, I'm so excited that I'm still alive to be part of it this year again. So let's now look at the previous years. What is different in this year? I know you are talking about collaboration with South Africa, but there must be something stand out for this year on that make it stand out. I mean, difference to every other one. What is unique about this year?
I think one of the unique things about this year is the timing. I would say the timing that this is happening. Initially, just like I did mention, it was a bit of disappointment for the executive, the planning committee, which Dr. Imole happens to be the chairman, that we couldn't hold it last year and we were really beating ourselves to it. But looking at what is happening in the nation now or in Africa generally, where it seems like we don't understand each other and the importance of collaboration, so to say, I think the timing is one of the very wonderful things that is happening. It is whereby people that do not have access to understanding how various African countries are linked together. I think this conference would actually be doing justice to that. Also, another part is the innovation spotlight, because I think we've really not been having that much opportunity to showcase ourselves other than our culture. But now we are looking at students' works and all. Then we are also looking at the how will I put it now? Having a like solid discussion on brain drain, brain gain. I think that is one thing that people do not understand. Oftentimes we miss out assuming or with the assumption that scholars come or like scholars in the diaspora go there, study, and don't impact or the challenges that they face and how they can harness that challenges to become a gain for the African continent and not just for the nation.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Let me quickly put this on the spotlight because this is one of the information you want me to send out to everyone. And this is very important in our community and also in our continent. This is not only about Nigeria students. This is about Africa. This is about our own continent, Africa, because the growth of this Africa is in the hand of the youth of today. They used to say that they are the leader of tomorrow, but I say that they are not the leader of tomorrow. They are the leader of today. So let's start portraying ourselves as one. And let's quickly go into the very important aspect of this program, and that is you are invited to, on behalf of the NANSSA, National Association of Nigerian Students in South Africa, we are pleased to invite you to 2026 NANSSA Annual Conference, which is coming up on the Saturday, 23 May 2026 by 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it's going to happen on the Zoom. We are going to get to that.
Yeah.
I know you've been mentioning it, you've been talking about it, but I believe next year we are not going to do Zoom. It's going to be physical. We are going to meet each other. We are going to see ourselves next year. But this year is going to be on Zoom. So please, the Zoom link is already available. If you want us to send it, kindly connect with the African Portal, or you can speak directly to Mr. Mobolale or Mr. Imoleayo. They will give their number out as well regarding to that. But one of the things that will be taking place there, why you need to attend, is that brain drain, I think, is one of the 10 insights. Also, safe, legal secure workshop is part of the thing that is going to poetry and cultural showcase. We will also have a lucky draw also. We also available. So don't miss those opportunity. Come out, let's do it together. Yes, it's going to happen on Zoom, but that will not limit us to do all what we have mentioned. And the good thing is that is where I want you to understand that this is not a mistake, and it's not a mistake that this is coming up in May, month of May. By 25 of this month, we'll be celebrating Africa Day. So putting it in May is another good thing. So it's part of the celebration of this great continent, Africa, who we are. And remember that whether you are in South Africa, you are in Nigeria, you are wherever, you are first Africa before you become whatever you become. So let's embrace that, and let's see that as great opportunity for us to unite ourselves and to do things together within ourselves. All right, Nigerian Student Union in South Africa. They were here live on the African Portal Radio. Mr. Awodele, you are the chairman of the organizing committee. Let's talk about the readiness. Let's talk about what you are looking forward to on Saturday.
All right, thank you very much for that question. Just like you said, this conference is a conference that nobody in Africa must miss. And how do I mean? There is unity in diversity. Africa is one of the best continents on this earth. We've got resources, we've got talent, we've got everything naturally endowed by God Almighty. So what this conference is all about, like you said, is about tapping and understanding the richness of we as Africans. It's not about a set of people, it's for the African. The conference is a platform where we share information about the richness of Africa. What are our scholars doing? What are people doing in Africa? A lot of people don't know the blessings and opportunity that lies in Africa. So this conference helps us to know that there are more to us than we understand. So I'm calling on everybody, African as a whole, to join us on Saturday, to listen to speakers, about information, idea. What are people doing? There are solutions to people's problem. On Saturday, it will be on raffle. Is it about health, media publicity, education, security, immigration? All are encompassing. So the table is set on Saturday. We are just calling on people that the food is ready to be served, and they should come and enjoy. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Let's quickly look at the topic for this year, which is very important. That is Nigerian South African Building Knowledge Shaping Tomorrow. Where is this coming from?
All right, thank you very much. Just like you said, the Nigerian South Africa building and shaping. You know, if you are not building, you can't shape. If you are not building, there is nothing you want to preserve. So the conference is timing. The theme is to be unraveled on Saturday, where we want to look at how do we build ourselves together? How do we make use of the resources? How do we tap into the potentials? What are the opportunities in Africa? So that's what we want to talk about on Saturday.
Wow, thank you very much. One of the speakers is Dr. Malusi Mukube. Those one of the speakers that will be speaking on that day. And also we have Professor Abimbola Olukemi Widako that will be joining us as well. The African Portal will also be there. We are going to be broadcasting it live and direct as well from our studio as well. We are going to make sure that this is going viral, and a lot of people needs to be part of this. So don't miss this. If you are there, you are watching this program, what you can do right now is to send your comments, share this program, and let it go viral. Professor Abejide Ade Ibijola will also be there as well. And also the CG to Nigeria to that is Consular General of Nigeria to South Africa, will also be there. So please don't miss this opportunity. 10 o'clock, the door is open, and please kindly be part of this great moment in our history. The good thing is that it's not only for Nigeria, it's for the continent, and it's for this great global village as well. All right, let's quickly look at the challenges facing this association. I know that to operate an association in a country like South Africa, sometimes it can be very challenging. What are the challenges facing this association?
Yo, like our South African brothers will say, they say yo ish. There's I think there are various challenges facing the student community, and I know that is not peculiar to Nigerians alone, because at least as someone privileged to lead the Nigerian scholars in South Africa, I've also had the privilege to interact with other nationals within the African states, Congolese, Zimbabweans, and the likes. And it seems we've got a common denominating factor where challenges are concerned. One of the major challenges would be when we look at the rigorosity for visa renewal, especially. Now we understand that you definitely would be in your country to apply for your visa initially before coming in. And once that is granted and you're here as a legal student studying, the process for renewal can be very draining that at times we have some of our scholars ending up having to lose an academic year or two because the response from the Department of Defense is not coming on time, or maybe how will I put it? Yeah, most often times is because the response are not coming on time, and by the time the response comes out, it is either almost at the end of their semester or academic year, which automatically the response would like either be something like, oh, you're like academic year is over. Meanwhile, such a students have already lost a whole academic year and couldn't push forward. Another thing would be in terms of funding and resources. And I would like to actually use this medium to like appreciate all South African universities and TVET, as in that's their colleges, because there's no discrimination on campus when it comes to certain bursaries that are institutionally owned, especially when you're talking about supervisory link bursaries. It is open to all. That is one of the bursaries that I believe most international scholars benefit from. However, those bursaries also are not enough to be able to take care of the kind of research that students would want to do. Imagine you want to research on something that is global or like that, or that will benefit the continent as a whole. But because you do not have enough funding for that, you have to streamline it and do maybe something within the local vicinity, and maybe it doesn't end up going viral. So also, I think also that also ties back to our various leaders at all African states to not just leave those of us in the diaspora alone when it comes to funding. I know that oftentimes funding might be available for those studying in Nigeria, in Zimbabwe, citizens of those countries. But also look at that fact that there are scholars from Nigeria, from Zimbabweans, or like, sorry, from Zimbabwe, Congo, and the like that have taken time to say, okay, let me go outside the country and acquire more knowledge. And oftentimes, the kind of expertise that those of us that study outside the country bring back to not just our nation, but to Africa as a whole is more global, because we've been able to have different, like a different insights to what happened. Okay, for like example, we are from West Africa coming to study in Southern Africa. We've we've been able to learn one or two things that work there and things that work in Nigeria. And imagine us bringing this together to now come up with a research to resolve like a problem peculiar to Africa. That goes a long way. We are not saying those of us back home are not going to be doing wonderful type of research, but ours also has the opportunity to go global as well. So we need that funding opportunity. Funding is a challenge. Also, there's always these challenges when it comes to security. We know definitely as people that are not indigenous to the states where you are, you need to carry your documents everywhere you go. Probably your student ID card, your passport, or oftentimes we would advise, which I think is accepted everywhere, to have a certified copy of your passport and your visa page. However, we've got some scholars that have stopped by the forces or the force personnel, and they've tendered copies of their passports and their student ID card, and they are still being questioned. How did you get that? And these are people that have their student ID card, they've got a copy of their visa telling you, I'm schooling in this school, this is my student ID card, and they still get to be asked questions like, how did you manage to get a student visa? And that becomes something that we ask ourselves, exactly where are we getting it wrong within the African continent, understanding that this person already has provided you with a valid document. Is it a thing where the South African authority need to make provision of a kind of app for police officers to be able to scan your visa and be able to authenticate it immediately, so that at least that answers that question that this is a valid document? Or is it something that they need to work out in a way that is that wrong narrative of, oh, that this document, and then they start asking you, when you are valid and you've got a student ID card, you've got a student visa, and you still get to ask, how did you get it? It just means something in your head, and that can be demoralizing. So basically, the challenges that are common to all diaspora students in South Africa would be security-wise, visa funding, but adaptation. I think a lot of us are adapting to the food, the culture, which is so beautiful in this nation. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Wow, thank you very much for that clarity and also for that information. For those of you that you have one or two things to say, kindly put it on the comment section. I would like to hear from you as well. And for that program on Saturday, if you need more information or you want more details about the program, there's a number to call, which I'm going to put on the on this program before we say goodbye out of this program. So, but we are live right now on the African Portal Radio TV International with the National Association of Nigerian Students in South Africa. Let's look at the funding that you mentioned. Is the Nigerian government funding this association, or this is like a self-funding? You guys need to contribute within yourself to do things that you need to do, or are you receiving any fund from home?
No, we are not receiving any funds from home. Actually, the funding I was mentioning was funding with regards to research and scholars. But when we talk about funding the association funds itself. And oftentimes is through voluntary contributions by members of the association that we are able to host various programs. This is one of the reasons why we couldn't even host the event physically because of lack of funds. But yes, we are, and then the association is also registered, officially registered with the South African government. We are registered with CIPC as a non-governmental organization and the Department of Social Development. So we are not generating funds. We are not a business that funds comes in. But we would also like to use this opportunity to appreciate most of our Nigerian academics, that are professors, doctors, postdocs at various institutions. When we go to them for like advice, they are always there. When we have financial constraints to have an event or this, they are always there. When we have some students that are stranded in school and need to pay their school fees, some of our professors have always come to their call and assist. So we would say thank you to those people as well. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this then before we get out of this program. What help do you need from the government? Because we need to address this. There must be a fund for this association to move forward. We cannot be running an association on behalf of our country and we are stranded financially. What help do you need from the government? Put it on the spotlight.
Oh, the truth of the matter is we need the government Just like we have NIDCOM, headed by Honorable Abike Dabiri. We need every arm of the government, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Youth Development in Nigeria, NIDCOM, the Ministry of Innovation, as in Science and Technology, or thereabout, to to um, work with Nigerian scholars in the diaspora, because virtually every country has got a body of NANSSA, and they need to work with us to harness our potential. And part of harnessing our potential is to like attend our event to see what we do. We are more than welcome to like always send our reports to them, which we did last year. NANSSA South Africa does that. We did send a copy of our report to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We sent to NIDCOM and all that. But we would like them not just to receive it alone, but have a meeting with us. Let's see how you can harness our potential and we can give back to Nigeria while we are also giving back to our host nation. Because I just need to put this out there. Majority of our scholars now in South Africa are doing research specifically as in South African days. Sorry to say, I might not be able to put it well. It is like if I'm doing like my PhD research and I decide to say, okay, I'm trying to solve something in South Africa, because definitely it is easier for me to rely on my maybe my supervisory link bursary. And because I know I won't be able to travel down to Nigeria to get data to ensure that my research is of quality at the end of the day. But if we have Nigerian government also funding us, it is easier for us to have Nigerian scholars in South Africa say, okay, I want to develop something in Nigeria. I've got the resources to be able to go back home to get those data myself, or access to the Ministry of Science for like them to give it to us. So we need that synergy, that collaboration together with them. And that is what we are saying that our federal government should be able to do for us via their various ministries.
All right.
Thank you,
Please,
sir.
I believe the government also is listening, and we are going to share this across all the space, especially in Nigeria. We need to help this association, the National Association of Nigerian Students in South Africa. Many students are stranded. Let's face the reality right now. A lot of people come here, but they end up being stranded. There's so many Nigerian students in South Africa now that they are stranded, maybe by the paper, maybe by the finance. Some of them cannot continue anymore. There's so many things. So let's further talk about the challenges facing them behind the scene, so that we not keep on portraying it like everything is rosy, everything is fine.
Everything is fine.
Let's hope on it. That is why this program is very important, to let the government knows that the students are facing a lot of challenges. I've done a lot of research about that. I've spoken to a lot of people about it. Many students are facing a lot of challenges, especially here in South Africa, when it comes to issue of the documentation, and also when it comes to finance, which is very, very serious. But rather than that, let's look beyond to Saturday. What is the future hold for this association? I'm speaking right now to the chairman of the of the occasion, Mr. Imoliayo Awodele. The future for this association, where do you see this association in the next 10 years?
All right. Thank you for that. Good questions. You see, the future is great for this association. And just like you said, let me quickly also thank you for hearing it out about the need for funding. Just like the president said, the funding is so important. So in the next 10 years, I see this association progressing, expanding beyond even the four wall of Africa as a continent to having a global stage worldwide. So in the next 10 years, it's going to be an association to be reckoned with in terms of research, in terms of impact, in terms of contributing to society, and a lot more to come. So the future of the association is great, and we trust God to help us achieve that.
Okay, as a committee for this year conference, what are you going to do different next year?
Okay, I happen to be the chairman for this year committee only. So I'm going to submit a report after the conference, and the association of the leader, that the president, would determine who is going to be the planning committee for subsequent year.
You know why I throw that question to you? Because your recommendation is very important. If you are the chairman of the organizing committee this year, what you recommend for next year will determine how next year will go, and your report this year determine what will happen next year. So that is why I'm throwing that question to you. But rather than that, I'm so excited that I have opportunity to engage two of you, especially to talk about things that have to do with this association and the way forward. But before we say goodbye out of this program, I believe that most of the members are joining us and they are listening and they also trying to communicate. I have with me that that is Damilare Babatunde. Damilare Babatunde say, how can the student get in touch with NANSSA? So that is one of the questions coming in, which we are going to address as well. So let me quickly give the the president, opportunity to respond to that.
Thank you, Mr. Damilare, for that question. At various institutions, we've got an institutional chapter. So oftentimes we tell our students or Nigerian scholars coming into the country for the first time, we try to link them up or ask the institutional chapters, which they are all doing jobs, to like host like an orientation for the students. So it's like their first point of connection with NANSSA is the Nigerian Students Association at their institution. Like UJ has got sponsored, DUT have got theirs, UP have got theirs. So if for example I'm coming to Nigeria and I'm registered, by default the international office will link me up to the Nigerian students in UJ. Then from there, those in UJ, because they are directly under NANSSA or affiliated with NANSSA, passes information from NANSSA to them. However, we have our presence on all social media platforms aside from X, that is formerly Twitter. It's NANSSA Official on Instagram, NANSSA Official on Facebook. We've got a presence on LinkedIn page as well. And so also the station's email is open to everybody, nansouthafrica@gmail.com. So we are very, very much accessible to all Nigerian scholars, both home, that back home in Nigeria or those in South Africa, for like any information they might want to have about even studying in South Africa, what they should look out for, how to go about processing their admission. We've always assisted in that part as well. And it's all free. You don't have to meet with a PA to talk with the president, any of the executives, or pay a certain amount to meet with us freely.
All right. Actually, that answered my last question, because I'm about to just throw that to you to like mobilization. How do you mobilize people into this association? And if you want to look at it, the ratio, plus minus, how many members do we have in South Africa already?
Yeah, as that our last estimate based on was it this year? Last year, December, we got over 3,000 plus Nigerian scholars in South Africa. And like I said earlier, this cuts across postdocs, PhD, masters, honors, diploma students. And when we say 3,000 plus, it also includes probably Nigerians that were born and bred in South Africa that are now have their dual citizen. We have a lot of them identifying with NANSSA as well. So that is where the 3,000 plus Nigerian scholars come in.
Okay, what is the relation between this association and the university association in Nigeria? Do you guys by any means having anything that you guys are doing together with the Nigerian base? Your bigger body in Nigeria.
That's nice. For most for all the Nigerian Students Association outside Nigeria, we've got a mother body that is NASD, National Association of Nigerian Students in Diaspora, currently headed by President Olajuwon. He's based in Australia. Before him, we had President Razak, who was my predecessor. So the seat of power for NANSSA was sitting in South Africa before it moved over to Australia. So basically, We report back to NANSD, then NANSD reports to NANS in Nigeria. That is the way the, how would I say it, the way the organogram works. Just like we in South Africa, students report to their institutional leaders report to us. Then we take the matters to the CG if it's something the CG needs to get involved on the mission. So we've got an idea, yeah.
All right. I think the time will not permit us to continue with this program. Let's pause here because I know that my guests, they have a lot of things they need to attend to, preparing for Saturday. But the main thing is that all the roads leads to this great association event on Saturday. So please, if you are, no matter where you are, this is a Zoom. So anywhere in the world, you can connect with us on Saturday. Mr. Awodele, before I let you go, your golden advice to the members of this association before I go back to the president.
All right. Thank you very much. My advice is Saturday, we're expecting. The table is set, like I said. Connect, join, and let's interact and let's share information together. It promises to be great, and let's touch what out and see for ourselves on Saturday.
All right, that is from Mr. Awodele. Mr. Mobolale, the president, what is tomorrow, or what do you have for the people listening to us, especially the members?
Okay, before I say what I have for the members, let us just use this moment to also appreciate our partners. We have Momentum, we have South Nigerian Lifestyle, and we have the South African Nigeria business leaders currently partnering with us for this program. And I would just like to also mention Access Bank South Africa. They've always been a very strong partner and supporter of NANSSA. But this year, due to logistics, they couldn't be part of this conference. So we are hoping subsequent years as well. So for the Nigerian scholars, we are closer to the, how will I put it? We are more closer to the community than any other Nigerian association in South Africa, if I would put it that way, because we are all on campus with children, daughters, sons of the soil, and the way and manner in which we portray ourselves says a lot, because these sons and daughters of the soil will go back to their parents and say, "Oh, I've got a Nigerian friend who's doing this and is nice, is supportive, he's got this character, this disposition." So, and that narrative spreads compared to other Nigerian communities. That is the way we see ourselves. We are closer to the grassroots, if I'm going to put it that way. So I would say let us continually be good and wonderful ambassadors of Nigeria and Africa, which we've always been, because there is no graduation, sir, if you look at across all the universities, where we don't have Nigerian scholars winning either Dean's Award or VC's Award. We've got a great number of them every year, every graduation ceremony. So let's continually do that. And I would just like to also say a very big thank you to you, sir, even on that short notice. The African Porter did give us this platform to be able to talk to the Nigerian community or the African community at large. So I would say everyone should go and register. Please register for the conference. And if you don't have the opportunity to register using the Google form, you can just join automatically that day using the Zoom link. But it would be nice for you to register, so we also have a good database of how many Nigerian scholars are still currently studying in the country, and we can talk to the ambassador and the mission to say, okay, we've got this number of Nigerians still currently studying, but these people are finished studying, but they are still stranded. And if I can quickly say something, I'm sorry, sir. There's this wrong notion that that is going across when you talk about undocumented foreigners. But the truth of the matter is, where the student community is concerned, and I also believe for like majority of people, we don't want to be undocumented. It is just our documents waiting or tagged in the Home Affairs office, and they are not responding in time. That is what ends up making some students undocumented. But we've submitted applications, we've got our VFS slip to prove that, and we are hoping that when police get to accost us on the way for like instance or by chance, they would also understand that that VFS slip stands for something, because it's not like we are illegal. We are just waiting for a response from Home Affairs Office. Thank you very much, and thank you, everyone.
All right, I like that. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. So, everyone joining us, thank you for your time. I have a question here. Can we have the link to register for the conference? So please, we are going to send the link on the comment section as well. You can also link up through the African portal. It's available on our YouTube and also on our Facebook and all social media. You can link up and you can get it from there. And at the same time, the number to call. I remember I say I'm going to put the number out there. So please, President, can you please give us the number to call for the conference on Saturday?
Yeah, you can call me directly. 06708 is my number. 06708 You can WhatsApp me. You can call directly. At least for this week, I will pick you in the middle of the night.
All right, so please keep calling that number. Let's do it together. Let's meet on Saturday. It's going to be a great time on Saturday, and we are going to have a great time together by the grace of God. Let's enjoy this movement and have a very beautiful day and enjoy the rest of your day. To my guests in the house, thank you very much for your time. This is how we're going to be drawing the curtain for today. Mr. Imolayo Awodele, all the way from Durban. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. God bless you. And also the president of Obolanle. Thank you very much. There's a question that I will have thrown to you, but I'm going to suspend it till we meet again. After this program, we are coming back to give a report. This time around, I'm going to be following you back to back to talk about the progress, to talk about what is happening and the way forward. We need to do it. It is our turn now to do it and do it right. God bless you. Have a very beautiful day. Bye-bye from here.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.